I'm James Bildstein.
I'm Chris Polkar, and our cameraman's Nick Meyer, but can't talk because we took his speaking privileges away.
So back on September 17th in physics class, we thought of an idea. A myth that said a ball, when kicked, would travel farther in motion than at rest.
So our prediction is that we all agree upon that the ball in motion, when kicked, will go farther than the ball at rest.
James, trial 1, not in motion. Trial 2, not in motion. Nick Das Boot Meyer, trial 1. Nick Das Boot Meyer, take 2. Nick,
Trial 1, not in motion. Chris, trial 2, not in motion.
James, trial 1 in motion. James, trial 2 in motion.
Chris, trial 1, in motion. Trial 2, in motion.
Nick Das Boot Meyer, trial 1 in motion. Nick Das Boot Meyer, trial 2 in motion.
In conclusion, our myth that the ball will travel farther in motion than it will at rest was true. This is because of the initial velocity that is put on the ball. When the ball comes at the kicker with an initial speed, it transfers more force from the kick and makes the ball go farther, as opposed to when the initial velocity is 0 and there's no velocity, which means that the force is generated just by the kick. Some sources of error include that if you kick the ground before you kick the ball, you lose a significant amount of force, because when you kick the ground takes a lot of velocity off the kick and only transfers some of it to the ball as your foot powers through. Another source of error could be that if the wind changes between the trials, that the distance on the ball would be affected either positively or negatively. If it were affected positively, the ball would travel farther because the wind would carry it, and that would skew our data in the positive section. However, if the wind was coming at us more strongly than it was prior to the last trial, the ball would come back and not go as far, thus skewing our data negatively. In conclusion, the myth we had was validated, that the ball would travel farther in motion than it would at rest. And this is due to the initial velocity, because the more initial velocity an object has, the farther it will end up going.
Huh?